Literature Festival 2019. NLF was started 3 years ago for 3 reasons. First, the importance of reading to a 21st century education. Second, the absence of any other Indian platform for taking children's literature seriously. And third, showcasing Indian stories that can act as mirrors and windows for our children.
Welcome everyone to NLF 3.0. We've had a very immersive day one with some great workshops for children, teachers, librarians and parents, along with some extremely insightful panel discussions, book readings, up-close and personal sessions, and we're extremely happy and proud to present to you this purely organically homegrown product called NLF.
Honor to be here, and I love being in your wonderful country.
As a writer, you're always balancing that. How much sensory detail do you put in? How much sort of local detail do you need to make your setting real? So I think with no matter where you're writing about, you're making those choices. And then part of it's just instinct and balancing.
Does a series work from an author's point of view in terms of allowing you to really get into a character and sort of lose yourself and then develop that character and stories?
As a writer and illustrator, it was great at the beginning because for a couple of books I became quite familiar with the world, so then I could explore the character a bit more.
I'm old enough to remember when it was possible to say that I have read all of the books in English written by Indian authors. There was a very limited list back in the 60s. I think with children's literature, we're at a point where we're moving beyond that.
You said that on other planets, if there is water, we can split it up into hydrogen and oxygen, and we can use it for fuel and oxygen breathing. But then, since there's some water crisis in Bangalore, why can't we use hydrogen and oxygen to make water?
Hydrogen is very reactive. It immediately reacts with some. Hydrogen and oxygen are both very reactive.
I have done a book about football. We call it football in Africa. She's done a book about soccer. Books that help empower us in terms of our future well-being, preparing us for our future well-being. Books that also help us in terms of problem solving. And the third theme is about building confidence in ourselves.
These books that we write to empower kids to create livelihood, to solve problems, to improve food security, a lot of it, though, requires confidence.
Hi, my name is Sukanya. I've come with my son Siddharth from Tamil Nadu. There's not much literature festival happening there. So I've been following this Neev literature festival for around a year. Last year we didn't know this was happening. I came through Facebook. So I just liked the page and I was just following when it will come next year. When I knew the dates, I just booked the tickets and everything. And when I came, I was not at all disappointed because it was so good, perfectly organized.
The entire experience for the kids, especially getting to be aware of the different novels, be it fiction, non-fiction. I guess it's a different experience and a great takeaway for young children. This wasn't available when, we were their age. So I guess opens the world of reading to children of all ages. So it was great.
Clever Tailor. It's written by Sri Vidya Venkat and Nayantara Surendranath has done the illustration.
And so today's panel is on literature as a way to build bridges to improve our understanding and appreciation of Kashmir, Kashmiris, and their stories.
can get back to everything. All right, so everybody either taking a picture or whatever, but again.
I think this is one of the most important children's festivals there is in the country, and that gives prominence to children's writing in a way that other festivals don't really do.
Books are really the most loyal of companions. Just look at all those books on display there. You know why I like them so much? Because they give me high self-esteem. Get it?
The Neev Book Award for Distinguished Children's Literature recognizes outstanding writing that leads to a fuller understanding of Indian lives and stories.
Ramayana, Mahabharata can teach you about agency. It can talk to you about consent. It can talk to you about gender. It can talk to you about violence. It can talk to you about violation. We have been telling these stories all our lives.
We've taken so long, centuries, to perfect the teaching of reading. We've invented reading and writing and reading.
In my experience, parents, whether or not they curate the books, kids will find their own books as well. Kids will curate their own books. There's use in them curating it, but they can't control what their kids read in some sense.
Books are able to capture stories in words. It takes skill sets like a storyteller or a translator, and we are really fortunate to have those people.
Well, this is my first children's literature festival that I've been an active participant of, and Neev has been great. It's been incredible to see the response from children, from parents, and from teachers alike.
I think children's programming is close to my heart, so interacting with the kids here this morning was superb. Yeah, I was doing character design for storybooks with them, and they seem to have had a blast.
I love the Lit Fest because it makes me so happy while reading so many books, and I love reading. It makes me happy while I read.
No guns and fighting and war and terrorism, although that is very much how we teach our histories. It is also about how in everyday life it's the play between people, power, and politics, and people have to live those realities. And children are living very, I would say, entrenched in ways of seeing and being and socializing.
Like the Babel fish, from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that we can all just instantly and seamlessly understand other works.
So there's a huge body of literature. It's a huge country. There are so many people. There are so many writers. But we are bound by, we who've been educated in a particular way are bound by the English language.
That a 21st century education is about reading and is about reading books that form mirrors, windows, and doors to the identity of Indian children. Thank you, good luck, and Godspeed in all of your reading journeys.